How's it going, guys? It's CNinja202 and welcome back to another video, and today we are doing the podcast about a review pretty much of 2021 summary, I'd say. I've got a list of things that I think are relevant, things that, you know, I think are the most important, and things that have happened in my life of 2021. So yeah, I hope you like the fire on the background there. Get yourself a hot drink, get a biscuit, and relax. Sit back and enjoy some of the best and worst moments of 2021. So, we're going to start off with probably a bit of a worse moment of a national lockdown in January 2021. On the 4th of Jan, this happened, and to my surprise, I couldn't believe this, honestly. Even though there was so much in the media and stuff that day, and pretty much we were in tier 3, then tier 4. It kind of came as, maybe not as a surprise, but just a real annoyance. And as you could see, I think I may have made an Instagram thing that day, an Instagram story of my frustration. I really don't know what people thought of that, but some of them did respond, and yeah, I wasn't that bothered, but I was just really annoyed and disappointed. That's probably the only thing I could say about that. So we move on to a previous thing that you could say. I mean, this wasn't in 2021, but it was a little bit before that. I can't just leave out, the first doses of the vaccine. Were given 8th of December 2020 in the UK, this is, but as we know that the vaccine rollout then starts on the 11th of Jan, with many people coming forward, and pretty much the country, it has really progressed since then. It's been really affected. I feel that the vaccine rollout and everything, it's been done really well. Credit to the NHS and all the other key workers and whoever volunteers, just to provide the great service that we all need, really, in these times. I'm really optimistic about what's going to happen in the future. People aren't, usually, not all of them, but most of them. Anyway, we move on to our next event that happened. Joseph Biden inaugurated President of the United States on the 20th of Jan 2021. This was a very interesting day for America. The divide and division that is still over America at this time. As someone who's half American and is always up to date with politics and everything, or at least most of the time, I was quite disappointed, really, when he was elected, because I just don't think he was. I don't think he's capable of it. Honestly, he's not the right person to have in office. It's incredible that that many people wanted him in office, but it was COVID that probably was the tipping point and the balance that people wanted to listen to what I would call as the moderate candidate. Even though Trump probably should have won, and probably did win. I mean, there could be, even though they've never really found election fraud or anything, I still think there was a few things, a bit funny, really. I still think, I don't think it was, I think it was just a real difficult election to handle, and it shouldn't have been, but it just really was a weird election, and outcomes not really come out probably as well as it should have. And the good thing is that this power won't last for long. I don't think 2022 will decide with the balance of power in the House and Senate, and incumbents don't do too well in these types of elections. Enough about that. That's for next year. Looking at events, but no, I was a bit sad on that day. Felt that America lost its identity again and becoming weaker by the day. Every time you see the guy in office, he's not the guy. Next on my list is basically me. It's all about me. My semester 2 for my university started on the 25th of January, Monday. So that was pretty amazing to get back to online sessions and stuff. So I had to stay at home, of course. I couldn't go back. That was the case. I literally had to stay in my house, using Teams, which I don't mind. I like Teams. I like technology, as you know. I'm doing videos like this for goodness sake. So yeah, it was nice to get back though. Still enjoying this stuff. Though first year, second term, and now I've finished my second year, first term. It's incredible how time flows, but that's the case really. Anyway, we move on to Valentine's Day, which I cannot remember what I actually did on that day, but I think I just stayed at home. But you got to talk about it. It's a fantastic day for Saint Valentine. I did not get anything for Valentine's Day in terms of from other people. Next on my list is the 25th of February. A very tight and stressful night, I'd say a night where it's Arsenal versus Benfica in the Europa round of 32, and this is the round of 32, so Arsenal can't go out at the round of 32 in the Europa League. No, they've topped their group. They've done so well to get here. We've missed chances, we've missed sitters in the first leg, and then we've not taken our chances today at times, but we did. We got the job done. An incredible 3-2 win. We were dead and buried and out after it became 2-1. I'm sorry. There's no coming back from that. 2 away goals. And then, no, you're out pretty much. We had to score 2. And we scored 2. In a manner of fantastic fashion. Tierney striking it from inside the box, from distance, fantastic finish. And then Saka using his intelligence and smartness, just whipping a ball into the box and Aubameyang to header it. A fantastic night and one of the best nights of 2021, I would say. Next on my list is the 11th of March, again with Arsenal, away to Olympiacos, a team that was so cruel. It was so cruel. 9 at the back, fought well, and somehow managed to win the tie last year. Well, not in, and yeah, it was terrible. It was really terrible. I'm sorry. That was just worst night of my life, really. 2020. This didn't happen. Got a 3-1 win away. Emphatically, fantastic performance from us, really. Next on my list is the 20th of March. It would be a year on that day since we were forced to lock down from COVID, of course, and all the restrictions came in and the harsh reality set in that we had to stay at home. I remember that night, honestly, it was unbelievable. You're being told to go to school Thursday and Friday you're being told then that we're going to be locked down, and basically that's the last time I would have seen a lot of my friends. Terrible way to end year 13. In my mind though, I was ready for a new challenge. I'm sorry, I was ready for a new challenge where it just felt so boring, honestly. at times in year 13 or in just A levels. Some of the content was good, some of it wasn't, and I think it was just the tests really that blew me and made me feel a bit uneasy. What didn't help was previously getting a bad grade on my report, NEA. No, I should have never got that grade. I'm sorry. I felt, that's another thing I felt though. A lot of my teachers, I just felt some of them were quite harsh really with a lot of the grading, you know, in A levels. I felt that they just would give out E's, D's, whatever, really. I could have done so much better at A level, but I didn't. I mean, I got some solid grades, 2 C's and 2 D's, which I'm not particularly proud of in the slightest, but other people say differently, and that's okay with me. You know, I'm okay. I'm probably happy I finished it, but I'm still in the back of my mind. I really want to go back there, or at least try again with those A-level exams and see if I can do better. A day after that, I had to record a presentation for history on that day, on the 21st of March 2021. Record a video of me and someone else doing a presentation on 1968 and basically some of the events. Was it a turning point, as you will? That was the main question. Was it a watershed moment for society? You know, some of the events that happened, of course, were the DNC protests. Of course, the Vietnam War was still going on, and that was not very popular. I mean, at the time though, it was sort of, but it kind of wasn't. Still, there was just, you know, race and inequality and all that stuff happening at that time. Incredible though that it was like the last minute, pretty much. It was not like we had a schedule where we would record it a week in advance, but no, it was basically the night before we had to, you know, send the video in, which I was a bit disappointed. I felt that the person doing could have been a bit better. Happy I got that done, and we got a reasonable grade on it. We skip forward to the 15th of April 2021, where Slavia Prague play Arsenal away. Arsenal play away to Slavia Prague, and we win 4-0. An absolute demolition again. I mean, it was a blitz during that first half where they just couldn't get near us, and we got the job done. It's fantastic. And a team that was doing so well in that competition, we've beat very convincingly and blew them away pretty much. We then go on to the 30th of April, where as you can see, I recorded a 2-hour video which has been split into 3 videos of me, Taz, Maddie and Cheeto basically playing on the Hypixel server. Some of it was messing around in the lobby, some of it was in the housing, and then some of it was hide and seek and Bed Wars and TNT games and lots of fun stuff, which I'm sorry, that's the best night, honestly, I would have ever had. Wedding date, as you will see when it was uploaded, you can tell how long it probably took me to edit, but also just balancing the fact that had some other things to do. I remember one was due on that Friday, the 30th of April. We move on to the 17th of May where my first ever 8-hour exam happened for Princeton People's module in history. I didn't really prepare for this as well as I could do, of course. It was a day where I felt exhausted afterwards. Absolutely exhausted. I had to use the whole 8 hours. I wouldn't want to think about this moment again. So we then move on to the 21st of May though, was the first time I stayed up, or at least stayed up pretty much all night, just to do a video, a stream on streaming till sunrise. I wanted to do it. I haven't done one of those where I stayed up all night, and that's what I did. I stayed up all night. And then by sunrise, I was absolutely knackered, as you can see in the videos that were there. It was something I would never really do again. We then move on again to the 23rd of May, where it was the last day of the Premier League for the 2020-21 season, where we then got no Europe from our 8th place finish, which is disappointing. Again, I felt that we were quite unlucky though, finishing 8th. Some people may disagree and say, oh, we finished 8th and everything, but I feel that we should have finished somewhere about 6th or 5th or something, because I'm sorry, the table was too tight for, not having the ability to go higher than that. So then we move on to the most important day on this list, my 19th birthday, on the 1st of June. Of course, that was a day where I had to work. I had to do exams and stuff like that. No, I'm joking. I didn't have to do exams, but I had to do 3 days of field work, which included just going out in the sun and doing work and stuff, which was sort of fun, but then annoying because I would like to celebrate my birthday, but no, I can't because my school is still going on. It literally a little bit annoying over these 3 days, but I enjoyed them nevertheless. So the 11th of June comes around and Euro 2021 starts. My first year of uni is complete. It is complete. It is absolutely complete. I made my predictions, of course. I made the predictions on the 9th of June 2021. And of course, I almost got it correct. I literally almost got it correct. I almost got the winner right. I was half chance of getting it right in the end. First game for England was England vs Croatia, 13th of June. That day, of course, I was there. I watched it. I always felt we always had a chance of beating this Croatian side, even though they beat us before. I felt that still, with the quality that we had, I felt players like Raheem, Kane, Foden at the time, okay, when he was in the team, we were just going to score. It was going to be the way. And superstar Raheem Sterling, what a player he is. I really highly rate this man. He is an excellent player, even before the Euros. He is someone who's just world class at just finding pockets of space, using his pace, using his tricks, and just everything about his game is fantastic to watch. On the 29th of June 2021, the first COVID vaccine I had, and that was fine. That was okay. It was very professional. I got the first jab. Of course, the fantastic match of England versus Germany, where England came out 2-0 winners against a German side who looked depleted and uninterested to play football. I was really happy with that game. I thought, this is the time. This is the time for us to win the Euros. For us to win a competition like the Euros. We move on though to a tragic day. A real tragic day. Well, at least it could have been a tragic day. 7th of July, where it's England versus Denmark, winning 2-1 on the day. I felt we deserved to win. I think we were the better team. Of course, Denmark took the lead through a free kick, and we came back through intelligent passing and just determination. Yes, you might say controversial for the penalty, but I felt it was a penalty, of course. He's clearly been clipped in the box. That day I went to Wembley. Not to go in, of course, because I don't have a ticket. I never did have tickets, but just to see and look around the place, really, and look around Wembley, because I hadn't been to Wembley for who knows how long, so it was nice to go back to Wembley and see it in all its glory, with all the people just really excited, all the England fans really excited to see what was going to happen. But of course, the tragedy came with the final, 13th of July 2021, where everything changed. Sour. Italy versus England in the final, where it became a 1-1 draw at the pretty much going to full time. And you wonder yourself how it was a 1-1 draw when England defended really well for many parts of the game and probably should have hung on and got the win, but that was not the case this time. With an how's your luck moment, really, from a corner, and then it's just tapped in by Bonucci. I do feel though probably Italy did deserve to win because of pretty much their play, their quality that they had during that Euros was phenomenal, really. And it's just really unfortunate to see us, a team like England who had fought their hearts out pretty much for every game, every clean sheet that we had, and just to lose in the manner we did was just terrible. 3 missed penalties ultimately made us out and down. Of course, these guys would bounce back from it, and they have. Some of them have, some of them still need to find their way, but they will still bounce back from this. It's ridiculous how the world and England, some England fans reacted. Some of people who are from outside the country, but just somehow, just most of the people, how they reacted was just ridiculous. You just can't have that. Why slander your players when they've performed? I mean, maybe not 2 of them because they didn't really feature as much, but Rashford and Sancho are the ones I'm probably talking about. They didn't really feature as much, but I like Saka, man. I love Saka. He's probably one of my favourite players, and of course that's what I got on the back of my shirt for this season, because man, he needs some love. I'm sorry, he was sensational. I knew he would get his game time in the Euros. I didn't know how much game time he'd get. I just felt though he would start, or at least he would get a chance in this Euros, and he pretty much started all the games. He started the Germany game You know, he started the Denmark game. He started the Italy game. You know, he's going to be a top player for this World Cup. If he stays fit, if he is banging form, if he develops better, he will be definitely a player to watch out for World Cup next year. Some good news though. 3rd of August, I passed my theory test. First time. It was first time. It was probably easier than I thought it would be because of probably how much revision I did. Pretty much for the whole week I've been constantly revising this and that, road signs and that. I was just I was in clockwork mode. Honestly, I've never probably done so much in so little time, I'd say. But no, I'm really happy. I passed and all 50 questions right from the multiple choice, so I'm happy with that. And of course, passed the has perception test, which again was good. You know, things started to turn around really. The season started 7th of August. We went up to Salford. Went to Salford versus Leyton Orient, and what an away game that was. It wasn't the greatest game you'll see in terms of quality and stuff, but there was quality at times, and I really enjoyed it. Hadn't been to an away game, hadn't been to a stand, hadn't been to anywhere for like 6 months really. I just sit back in the crowd with the fans. The fans mean everything to this sport. It makes the game so much more enjoyable really. If you have the fans in the ground, in the stadium, gives the players life. It gives them life, it gives them purpose, it gives them everything that they could ask for. Of course, it finished 1-1. It was such a long day though, 6 hours. 6 hours though, total journey in terms of the train. Towards the end of the month, in August, I went to the Peak District. I've never been to the Peak District, but that's where I went. That's where I went this time. The landscape of everything around sheep and all the other stuff that you could find. Up in that Peak District, we had an opportunity to go to the Carabao Cup first round of Sheffield United versus Derby. And of course, that wasn't interesting because we're not too far from Sheffield, so that's what we did. We took the train to Sheffield and walked to the stadium, which is not too far from a great turnaround from Sheffield United. 1-0 down, and then it became 2-1 in the end. And I think Sheffield United deserved it. Derby were very good also, so it was a bit of a tight game, I'd say. Of course, during this month, it was the infamous loss to Brentford for Arsenal, 2-0. And of course, a battering of Pep's Man City. Losing to Chelsea is not a good thing. But let's rewind a bit though, and go back to the 14th of August, where it was the first home game we had been to Leyton Orient since the 12th of December 2020. That's a long time. Winning a comfortable 3-0, I felt. I mean, there was the penalty that was given, there was probably a few shots they had, but other than that, we dominated. We dominated through just everything, and I was really happy about that. Playing against Exeter is not an easy task when they're fighting for promotion. Very relaxing August. I pretty much had selected all my modules and stuff for the new semester, which would be starting in September. But anyway, we're going to get on to the 6th of September, which was my second COVID jab, which I got, which pretty amazing. Again, I didn't even think there would be a vaccine this quickly, but there has been. It's very effective. It's fantastic to have. After a year of just terrible stuff, really. I mean, it just reminds me of the plague, I suppose, or just any other disease where it just lasts for like 1 or 2 years, where it's reasonably good at controlling, unlike other diseases. So enough about that. But yeah, 11th of September is, it's known for a lot of things. 9/11 is definitely one. It's the anniversary again for 9/11. I believe 20 years since that event happened, which is really sad. Specifically, this day was basically the day we scored our first Premier League goal for this season against Norwich. Now, that was a 1-0 win, but we got the job done, and we got a win. Finally, a win. The first win of the season. It's what we've always wanted from day one, but it had finally come. We move on to the 19th of September, where I arrive at uni earlier than most students probably do. The reason because this is just to set up all my stuff, get ready, not have the fuss of trying to move in, and just trying to get used to my new apartment, if you would call it, or new room. Quiet. It just feels a lot more free than the other room did. But no disrespect to it in Barnes, but I find this room a lot better than the other room. Then we move on to Arsenal won 3-1 against the arch-enemy rival of whatever their name is, Spurs, I think. But fantastic day. We blitzed them. That's what I want. I've always wanted, so long since we've blitzed the team in the first half and second half, and we're still doing reasonably well. Well, even better than I probably expected. I didn't really expect us to be in the top 4 this early, probably at all, really. I had no really expectations for this season. I just really wanted to get back into back into Europe, possibly Champions League. I don't know what I wanted this season, but so far we're on track to securing a top 4 finish, which would be amazing. 4 years of supporting this club, and we finally break the gates of the Champions League and just get in there, just qualify. It was the last Sunday before the semester 1 started, which was on the 27th, on the Monday. Free day on that Monday. I didn't really have anything to do. I mean, I'm not that type of person that goes out and drinks a lot, even at all, really. I don't drink pretty much at all. That's the big thing. I don't see the appeal at all. I've never seen the appeal of drinking alcohol. To go and look at Stoke. You probably think to yourself, why Stoke? Obviously, it's near pretty much the university, and also just to see some decent Championship football. Which October 1st, 2021 was the first Stoke game I had ever been to, and it was interesting to just go on the bus and have the journey up there. Really, I previously walked there. 2 hours it took me back in the summer, which I still have the vlog. I still have a vlog I did, but I haven't edited it or done anything to it. So I'm gonna hope that I get something all done and constructed. But I don't know if that will happen. The thing is, though, that game, Stoke versus West Brom, was a fantastic night for Stoke because they won 1-0 against a team that had really started to hit form during the season and had looked pretty much almost like title challengers, really, because they have everything. They have the formation down. They have 3-4-3. They have a manager who's really relentless. He reminds me of Sean Dykes, or just someone who has that grit really to basically take a team up. Overall, West Brom are doing alright. They're still in the playoffs. They're still on track for possibly a promotion again. But we don't know. We will never know until the season ends. But they're still in the mix. But Stoke need to get going, really. After that win, they really need to get going if they have any chance of making the playoffs and getting possibly promotion. Of course, we go into the 31st of October, which is Halloween. I really enjoy Halloween, but the thing is, I did not like this Halloween at all, pretty much. I had hardly any time to celebrate it. I pretty much celebrated it through the day. I'd spent a weekend back home. Taking the train from Euston to Stoke-on-Trent was not an option because my team had been cancelled or just delayed. It was a mess, really. Had to, because of the tree on the line or something that was happening, took the train on the East Coast line. I was going to Hull, went past Peterborough, but it was such a slow train. I'm sorry, but it had the same problems as the West Coast line trains, but at least this one was moving, for goodness sake. This one was moving, and then I took a train to Nottingham, which then took a bus to Derby, and then took another bus from Derby to Stoke-on-Trent. Getting back to my dorm room at about 10 o'clock at night. To be honest, that's reasonable to get back at a reasonable time, which I think is 10 o'clock, but the fact it took 10 hours is not reasonable. Not reasonable at all. It's crazy to think that I could have got back at 3 and I then didn't get back at all until late in the night, and Halloween's pretty much over, and it's just a really terrible, nightmarish night. Move on to the 11th of November. Of course, it's Remembrance Day. But of course, some people decide to forget it because of, say, if it's not on the Sunday, then it's not technically Remembrance Sunday. But yeah, it's a very important day of just remembering those who fought in wars like World War One, World War Two, and other wars across the world. Really, they fought well. They fought for freedom. Of course, this day remarks the ending of World War One as well. It was the 14th of November was Remembrance Sunday, though. That's what I will say. From this year. We move on to Advent. Advent started on the 28th of November 2021. First Sunday of Advent was amazing. I went to church, of course. I'm a religious Catholic / Christian, whatever. I love Advent. I love Christmas. I love pretty much everything, but it's such an important time, Advent, really, just to reflect and prepare. Really, it's preparing for the birth of Christian's Saviour everywhere. The birth of Jesus Christ. A bit more of a nicer one, actually. The last day of semester 1 was the 17th of December. I mean, what a day that was! I probably didn't do much of anything that day. The only thing I probably did was finish off this thing for GIS mapping, and that was it. That was literally it. It was supposed to be due for the first at 1 p.m, and after that was it, really. So I'm happy about that. I got that done, and I got my essay done, which was fantastic. Got the essay done, which was due for that date as well, on the Wednesday. The 19th of December, though, was the day I returned home, and was where I'm at for probably quite a few weeks, actually. Right after that, actually, the 20th of December was the Yuletide golfing event, which I was invited to. We pretty much do this every year. My dad and some of his friends decide to go up to this golf course and play a round, and then celebrate giving gifts that are just kind of useless to anyone. Did I play well? I didn't particularly play well. First 9 holes. I thought I played the back 9 pretty well, actually. Didn't get a great score, to be fair. The 25th of December was Christmas Day. It was a great day, as well as for the James Webb Telescope. It's just going to be so revolutionary, this James Webb Telescope. I've been waiting for it since I heard it was going to be launching, and so many delays, really. It's a shame that we didn't get to see it sooner, because some of the things that could have given us even a bigger view of out there in the solar system, even possibly looking at black holes and searching those up and getting higher definition views of that, and just replace Hubble. It's replacing Hubble telescope, which has been up there for many years, really. And even the International Space Station will be decommissioned soon. So a lot of changes are going around at NASA. Of course, we then end on the 31st, which is New Year's, which is today, on the 31st December 2021. I really love this year. It's been a fantastic year. It's been, a lot better than I probably thought it would be, because I still had optimism, but I wasn't really sure what it could be. And with the Euros and everything, it was so good in the summer, just to get your mind off of a lot of things, and just to see us play, really. But also it was other events, including my university life and some other events happening. That's all the events, really. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this mini podcast. Really hope that you guys all had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope that you guys had a wonderful New Year. I'm going to end this video here. I hope to do one of these next year if this has gone well. Yeah, so I'll be reviewing more events that would have happened in 2022. Thank you guys all for watching. See you guys all next time. Bye!